Probably should have did that. Probably should have did that before I got started. Probably should have done this too. But here we go. Take 9. You know what? Let me try to pull out this doc. View. I don't. Mm, I'll figure that out later. All right. Let's make sure we're doing this right. I'm still a noob, man. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, that should be gone. We're looking good there. I don't want that there. I really want this right there. Yeah. All right. Now we're cooking. Switch between these two. All right. Cool. Well, if you pulled up earlier, if you're watching this in, if you pulled up earlier watching this in real time, sorry about that. Needed to get myself together. I had a long day, busy day, busy day, man. So I'm just getting home, just getting situated, just getting set up. That's why I just went with a hoodie tonight, and it's super cold in Texas. I mean, it's freezing. It is literally freezing. And beyond it, I ain't got no rings on or nothing. My hands ashy. I talk with my hands too much. I use no lotion. I might need to have to do that. Um. Anyway, it's super cold in Texas, and I'm just getting home. Probably like an hour ago. So I went on, ate, got myself relaxed, chilled out before I got on here, so I could be my best version of myself as I get through this one. What is this, like 4 in a row now? Hey, I told you consistency was the game, man. 4 in a row. But it makes me feel good about going weekly because it gives me enough time to process. It gives me enough time to think through everything and just, get settled. Anyway, I had a question. I had a question that was asked to me, and I thought it would be a good icebreaker to start this off with. So somebody said to me, all right, if you only could choose one, right? Which of these four actors or actresses, as you'll hear, played their role the best? I was like, oh, that's okay. So the options are, and we'll go through them. The options are option one, choice number one was Angela Bassett from Tina Turner, as Tina Turner, excuse me. All right. So again, the question is, which actress or actor played their role the best? Option one, Angela Bassett as Tina Turner. Let's go here. Angela Bassett. Why is Angela Bassett Tina Turner arms like even a searchable thing, bro? Which is crazy. So, option one, Angela Bassett as Tina Turner. This is a tough one, right? Option 2 was what is his name? David Ruffin. Leon. Can't think of his. Is it Leon Robinson? Is that him? Oh yeah. All right. Option 2, David Ruffin as Leon Robinson. Side note, like when I thought about I was talking about this last stream. When I mentioned Mississippi Red and I was trying to find out like who he looked like, this is exactly kind of what I had in mind actually. And I kind of modeled him after David Ruffin a little bit, which is interesting, but this makes so much sense because this is kind of exactly what I was envisioning. All right, anyway, back to it. So Tina Turner, David Ruffin. You know what else would be good real quick while we do this? Some tunes would be good. Let's see. My bro. I'm probably searching this way wrong. His tag is another D Banks. I think I should just look up D Banks. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Wait, nah, that ain't it. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's do this. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. One thing I can say that I'm starting to learn about these streams is it does take some time to get going. You know, it's not as simple as sitting down. I'm sure as I get better, um, I'm sure as I get better, this will obviously get better and quicker to get going where it's not so like slow and just dragging to come in. But the reality of it is it be taking me a minute to get going, honestly. But I am okay, I think I put one of his songs on here. No, not on here. I'm gonna find it. So don't even worry about it. If where is it? I know we got one on here. I know I put one on this playlist. I'm almost positive. Yeah. Now I need to. You can go to artist. This dude go. Cause he got a ton of work on here. There we go. Now, how can we see more? Perfect. Took me a little minute to get there, but we got there. All right, this is my brother, my partner, my player, my friend, D Banks. Anyway, I texted him the other day. I was like, man, I need some tunes while I'm doing this stuff. So I'm just gonna play some of your stuff. See, make sure these levels is right. I don't want to be drowning y'all out. All right, cool. All right, back to the topic at hand. All right, so confident. All right. So Leon as David Ruffin. So we got David Ruffin. We got Tina Turner. Angela Bassett is Tina Turner. Leon is David Ruffin. The next one, Ray Charles, Jamie Foxx. Iced it, bro. Iced it. Just iced it out. So you got Ray Charles as Jamie Foxx is Ray Charles. And then we got Denzel plays Frank Lucas. What a work of art. Just look at some of these, like shot list. Director of photography killed this. All right. So let me do this. let's go back through this real quick so we could, and then we'll break this down. Like I said, this is my icebreaker, so it's getting my chops going, getting me warmed up. All right. So we got option 1, Tina Turner, Angela Bassett. Phenomenal. So let's start here. Let's start with Tina Turner, played by Angela Bassett. Not giving any rating yet. We just talk about it one by one. Phenomenal job here. Killed it. Classic, instant classic. My only reason. Okay. Actually, let me rank them first and then we'll talk through it. I think I would go. The question is, of the 4 black actors and actresses, who played their character the best? Option 1 is Angela Bassett as Tina Turner. Option 2 is Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. Option 3 is Leon Robinson, I believe, as David Ruffin. Option 4 is Denzel as Frank Lucas. Ooh, what a tester. I'm going to have to go at the 4. At the 4, I got to go. Sheesh, who do you put at the 4? I guess I got to go. I got to go Frank Lucas at the 4. And man. Sheesh. That's hard to do. That is hard to do. But I guess I got to go Frank Lucas at the 4. Obviously, Denzel killed Frank Lucas, but I got to go Frank Lucas at the 4. At the 3, I'm probably going to go David Ruffin. Yeah, so I put Denzel at the 4. I put Leon at the 3. At the 2 is where it gets tricky. I'm going to go Tina at the 2 only because I'm going to go Tina at the 2 only because as much as she killed that role, she had one hell of a supporting artist in what's my guy? That Lawrence Fishburne? Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne is Ike Turner. I spell that right. Fishburne as Ike Turner. Yeah. Yeah. Just straight up magician. Like a Black History Month message. Did I not click on the right one or did I not click on the right one? Hey, melanated people. This is Pharaoh. You know, that guy whose social media posts you report all the time for hate speech? Yep, that guy. I'm glad I could jog your memory. It is. Hey. I don't want to hear about your segregation documentary you watched on Netflix. Not one black person wants to hear or see any of this from the next 21 days. No sidebar. I don't know about all that. I ain't reading all that. Anyway, the only reason I put Angela Davis at my 3 is because she just had one. I mean, in my 2 is because she just had one heck of a supporting character. And no. All of these other ones are supporting. Common was in American Gangster. I can think of a bunch of people who would. Ray Charles is my one. Obviously, he's the only one left. Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles is who I'd say killed it the most. He had a hellified cast too. He had Regina King in that. I can't even think of my guy name that was in the band with him. Black dude, bald, gap teeth. Killed his role too. I'm saying that to say, I think for me, just for me, my preference is my preference. My objectives are my objectives. I think you gotta go. I gotta go Jamie at the 1 just because, again, man, the way he killed Ray, I wish I could just play some clips from it. But I know it's going to probably get copyright, so I'm not even going to bother myself with it. And maybe one day I'll figure out how to do that. And I'll just keep researching, keep learning. Ray Charles. Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta. Come on, man. Let me see if they're gonna let me play this. It's something totally different. Pause it. It's 8 minutes long. I mean, come on, man.
How you doing, boy? I'm doing good. Listen, you know what? Before we let anybody tell us to start talking to us, talking shit. What key do you like to play blues? Any key. Wait now. G is all right. Well, let's play some blues. Key of G, right? Key of G. Go ahead. I'm gonna follow you. No, I'll follow you because I'm gonna let you start it off. Let's just play by that tempo. Go ahead. What about?
Playing the blues of Ray Charles.
Man, this sounds so Mrs.
For a musician, you know.
See, that's something y'all might not never know nothing about unless you're from the SIP, man, from Mississippi, bro. That just sounded so good, fam. Oh man, that just touched my soul. But I gotta stop while I'm ahead. Stop while I'm ahead. But anyway, I'm gonna take Ray at the 1. Just a quick icebreaker question, man. I'm taking Ray at the 1, Tina at the 2, David Ruffin at the 3, Frank Lucas at the 4. All right. So with that said, appreciate you tuning in, coming back to watch another one. I'm starting to feel slowly but surely, man. I'm starting to feel a rhythm form, right? What am I trying to say? I have a format that's slowly emerging, so I'm happy about that. So I'm happy about the format slowly emerging. I'm happy about the rhythm I'm kind of finding myself getting into. I'm happy about just doing this. I think this, like I said, I think this is the week 4. I haven't had a chance to clip up the last take, but I'm gonna try and do some of that like tomorrow and Saturday over the weekend, clip it up and gonna start getting that out. Today, however, was a really big day for me. I put the link of my book out. So it got, like, I guess you could call it it ain't even a pre-sale, honestly, because I had went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to do a pre-sale. Personally, I just don't think I'm big enough to do a pre-sale right now. Like, and this ain't no shots at nobody that do pre-sales or anything like that. I probably learn a little bit more as I continue to write books, but right now I just felt like, man, you ain't big enough to be doing no pre-sale and like making people wait and stuff like that. Like, I did what I wanted to do. I got it. I touched it. I put my hands on it. I was like, all right, this feel good. This look good. I read it myself from cover to cover. Like, yep, I'm comfortable putting this out into the world. And then I just waited for the right day. This is kind of the first day I had settled on. So when it came, I said, you know what? I'm doing it. I stayed up late last night obsessing over the post that I put out because that's what I do. As my best friend would tell me, that's what Virgos do. I really don't understand that astrology stuff people be saying. I just don't get it. I just don't. But that's what he would say is the reasoning behind why I did what I did last night. But I was up late, just obsessing over it, making sure the framing was right, making sure the caption was right, making like just, I ain't gonna lie. I am a serious guy. I take my craft serious. That's why I said once I decided to make this my new medium, I'm gonna take this serious. I'm not concerning myself right now with not having a lot of people watching. And I feel, honestly and truly, I feel blessed and honored, fam. Like every time I get off of here, now I didn't post anything on Instagram this time, but and I probably won't. Let me see. Let's see. Do we just stay consistent? Give me a second, y'all. I do this every time, bro. I do this every time. Do I just stay consistent? Let's see. Nah, that ain't what I was trying to do. This is what I was trying to do. Taking a picture is always the hardest part. It really is. Mm. Yeah, I think that came out good. Hat still on. Hat and hoodie season because it's cold AF. All right, now I gotta find the link. Give me a second. Yes, bear with you, boy. Bear with you, boy, man. Bear with you, boy. That's what I was looking for. Again, done. I already know. Every Thursday. And I can't, and I'm not gonna say every Thursday because this time next week I won't be on Thursday. It'll be Saturday. I'm doing March 1st next time. But I'm gonna put that in my bio and stuff. But I think I'm gonna post this. Why not? Yeah. Stay with it, man. Hoodie season because it's cold AF. Can you put the temp on here? Yeah. I wonder if you could do that. No, I don't think you can. Or can you? Let's vote. No, that's the. These look like stickers. Product hashtag. Notify. Call out. Add George Frame. WhatsApp music. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my hands don't look that ashy, so I can get with it. All right. Cool. So as I was saying, let me get this back going. As I was saying, I'm 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 feeling and seeing the rhythm and just the overall I'm feeling and seeing the rhythm and just the structure of this whole thing falling into place. And about for that, I am happy. I'm very, very grateful for that. Like extremely grateful for that. So, but yeah, I mean, without further ado, it's late. I got a late start today, so I don't need to be rolling all night. All I do know is I am very excited tomorrow. Like I'm such a nerd about a craft. When I get serious about something, I get serious about it. Let me see if I can convince Crystal to bring me some lotion. a second. Okay. All right. As always, step one for the night. If you don't know, if you ain't watched these last three, for the entire Black History Month, I'm reading, researching, we doing a deep dive on one black author, one black writer, one African American writer. And tonight is none other than We Don't Know. But let's find out. Let's find out. Who do we want to read about? This is a big day for me. I just feel like I don't want to do the easy ones, man. I just feel like Maya Angelou is too easy. I just feel like she's too easy. I like somebody with more of a challenge, and it's going to expand the palette, right? Like last week, we kind of talked about two, one of the two being Angela Davis, and I didn't know much about Angela Davis, to be fair, so it was very inspirational for me. So this week, we're just going to pick a couple names, and I'm just going to throw them in ChatGPT and see which one I can get a lot of research done on. This lady look interesting. Lyric Fierce. This is Edwidge Danacat. Let me pull it up. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Edwidge Danacat. Lyric Fierce Resolute Measure. The fiction of Edwidge Danacat brings to life the physical and political landscape of Haiti, the island she called home until the age of 12. Danacat writes to reclaim history and national identity for Haiti, so often identified with the singular face of the male dictator. Her first novel, Breath, Eyes, Memory, 1994, was her Brown University MFA thesis, a story of spirituality, love, and resistance of three generations of women battling a culture of sexual and political oppression. Maybe. I put her in GPT. Angela Davis, we talked about her last week. Samuel R. Delaney, prolific, playful, witty. Erudite? I have to look that one up. Samuel R. Delaney has consistently refused to valorize literature over speculative fiction, defining genre simply as a protocol of reading. A writer of enormous range, depth, and stylistic vividness, he has written more than 20 novels. Ooh. Okay, let me just throw him in just off the strength of that. It was boom, Samuel Delaney. We're gonna throw him in just off the strength. I'm cool on that right now. Rita Francis Smith. I'm gonna go for, what does it say? Hold on, I saw something that said scholar Francis Smith Foster witnesses slavery, the developer of antebellum slave narratives, was one of the first critical studies to examine slave narratives as an important literary genre. And more than 20 years later, it continues to be among the most significant contributions to our understanding of this era of African American literature. Ooh, it's Black History Month. You gotta throw her in there. Just off the strength of that. Francis Smith Foster. All right, we know about Ernest Guys, Henry. This says Henry Louis Gates Jr. If you want to change the world, Henry Louis Gates Jr. said in 1998 in a 1998 interview, You don't think of getting a PhD in English as the most direct route to doing that. Yet Gates has moved smoothly and with a great panache from an early achieved pinnacle of academic success to a nationwide forum that includes influential journalism, opinion pieces, and 2 television series created for the public broadcasting service. Like, it didn't stand out to me. But it did bring up just one thing to date as I continue to grow this show or whatever this ends up being, because I think I'm all over the place, but just stay with me tonight. I'm just talking, I'm just flowing, I'm just vibing, man. I'm just excited. I got a lot of energy running through me. Matter of fact, my feet getting cold. Hold on. Let me grab my socks. Gotta have the fluffy boys. My knee mad ashy. I hope y'all ain't see that. All right, Rose a guy. Did I hit send on that tick? Force Hammer. And Michael S. Harper's poetry. Okay. Traditional meter is often run off the page by the rhythm of jazz, driving words into each other like the collision of notes run together. Rhythm infuses his language with urgency, passion, and an occasional mania. Research testing warehouse battery acid. Mama son doggone. I don't know. I can't read all that tonight. We already did SXM Hill, Charles Johnson, June Jordan. What was June talking about? I can't remember. June Jordan has written poems that demand our deepest apprehension, that take us in as breathing, that insist that we must not strip things of their complexity. Her work is a cartography of resistance against racism, against political, cultural, and economic colorism and misogyny. She insists on the necessity of taking action against injustice instead of passively or hopelessly waiting for things to change, because Jordan has so maybe God is vague and he don't take no sides. Now that is a bar though. God is vague. If nothing else, God is vague and he don't take no sides. Hey, that's I almost want to make that the title for this episode, brother. I love that so much. God is vague and he don't take no sides. June Jordan wrote that. That quote came from this woman. God is vague and he don't take no sides. Changed my mind. I gotta post that for people to see it. Let me read this in context. June Jordan has written poems that demand our deepest apprehension, that take us into breathing, that insist that we must not strip things of their complexity. Her work is a cartography of resistance against racism, against political, cultural, and economic colorism and oh no, that's not colorism, that's colonialism and misogyny. She insists on the necessity of taking action against injustice instead of passively or hopelessly waiting for things to change, because as Jordan has so rarely, I cannot say that word, rarely. All right, we got to take a pause here, folks. I've been butchering that so long. I just gotta know. And I think I even wrote that in my book a couple times. So I just gotta know. Cause I think it's rye. Rye. I be struggling with those R's. I think my sister told me that. She told me I need to work on that.
Riley.
Riley. So I need to say like a person name. Riley. 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 All right, cool. It's gonna be so dope in like 3-4 years when this is a big deal, and then I'm gonna be talking really good, and y'all gonna be like, "Hey, the day one's gonna know I was there when bro was looking up the words on Google." Riley, 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 Riley. Because as Jordan so Riley observed, no one will do it for us. God is vague, and God is vague. He don't take no sides. I gotta put that out there. That's just too good. Yeah, it's just when it's that good. When it's that good, you just gotta throw it out there. All right, back to the topic. Boy, Banks, you rolling on this one. Catch a vibe with me, man. Man, homage tonight, bro. Niggas. Cause, all right, just quick pen in the Black History Human Interest piece. So I posted the link today from the book, and the support was like really good, man. Like I felt really like appreciated. Like some people that I never in a million years thought would have posted that joint posted it, and that was just like super important to me, man. Like as I'm going through this journey of building and turning myself into this prolific writer that I can see it in my mind, I can feel it, I can touch it, right? That was a big deal for me today, like a big deal. And I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I guess I'm just feeling good. That's why I said I'm all over the place, but I'm just, post this for my dog. I think it's another D Banks production. Yeah. I I wonder if I could play that joint. Let me see if I can find that. Ooh, yeah. Hold on, y'all. I gotta make sure this hitting right. Right there. Yeah, there we go. All right, sorry for that brief intermission, y'all. All right, back to it. Okay, just got carried away. I told you, I'm excited for the night, man. I'm turned up, man. I'm turned up. We still ain't found out. Okay, oh, we started with Audre Lorde last time. Clarence Major, novelist, poet, photographer, essayist, and scholar. Clarence Major is also a celebrated visual artist whose paintings are the subject of Bernard Bell's oh yeah, hold on. I got to put brother in there. Riley. Yeah. I think it's Clarence Major. Just off the strength, because I would like to look at some art right before we get into Midnight Blues. Toni Morrison is just a boss. Everybody know Toni. Toni. As you can see, I'm enjoying this beat. I'm gonna have to tell Banks about this. Well, I just posted it, so he'll see that I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Yep, these are 3. Say, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people. When you being indecisive, have ChatGPT do it. Let's see who got the most out there. So we'll look up. I think we looked up June already. June went on there. Let me see what Clarence got out there. I probably just had to do that for nothing. I'm being indecisive, but I'm probably just gonna end up choosing anyway. Clarence Jordan, was that the name? Clarence Major. Let me just copy. See if you got maybe art is better. I like art like this, man. Can't show this off too much. Pull down. Wait, let me get out of that. Is this him too? Probably not. I thought it would have had more. Let me actually try to search. I got a website. Clarence Major Painting. Now we're getting somewhere. And it said so it said he was a poet, photographer, essayist, scholar. What is the Bernard Bell's monograph? Are the subject of Bernard Bell's monograph? Let's look that up. I don't know what that is. Bernard Bell monograph. I'm not help. Okay. In summary, in 1987, Bernard W. Bell published the Afro-American novel and its tradition, a comprehensive history of more than 150 novels written by African Americans from 1853 to 1983. The book won the Distinguished Scholarship Award of the College Language Association and was reprinted 5 times. Now Bell has produced. So I guess he's just saying it was in that. That was cool. So this recommended Edwidge. Let's look up Samuel Delaney real quick. See what he got popping out here. I guess just real quick though. See if we can look at them. Oh yeah, good. We can look at them side by side. I don't necessarily feel nothing on that one. I will say though, I do like from an artistic standpoint, I do like kind of some of the realism in these. Major. Wrote this thing down there at the bottom. Shadow Blues. Better than I could do. Old school China cabinet. Now, I will say about this one though, it kind of come at you a little bit. I give them that. Now this is now this is a piece of art you can break down right here. Cause I'm not exactly sure what this is. And I'm not sure why the real picture is there. Excuse me. I'm not sure why the real picture is there. And the fact that like over the private parts of this painting, there's like two is interesting. I wonder what that is. It almost looks like and this is a woman's head here upside down. At the turning point. I wonder if I could search that. Oh, I don't know. Interesting. I would have loved to get a breakdown on that. Cause so it looks like to me, like almost as if there was this canvas, like this base canvas. Right. But I just wonder why this woman's head would be upside down. I can't imagine the bottom image would have a woman head upside down. This guy at the top who we don't know who he is, but he kind of giving slave owner or some sort of, I don't know, political figure or something. It could be completely wrong. It could be like super pro to people. But then like these two people over the private areas is kind of giving like a Adam and Eve type feel. I don't know. This one's deep. Yeah, that's that one. That's one you put on your wall and it's gonna start conversation for sure. That's I got a screenshot that. Sometimes you just gotta keep some of these and just be like, hey. But when I be needing inspiration, cause like once I really get that bag right, I'm just start commissioning artists to do random paintings for me, like just make it look fly. That's one. I say that. I got this folder called Art I Like. I saw a girl today say she posted, "Don't let me find out you want a farm with our name on the gate." I didn't know girls was into that. Thought everybody wanted the city life. This one's hard. Kind of just like very serene. Doing a little dark, right? Just the face on that one. They got some realism to them because this one looks really real. Gotta start, man. All right. What if we got any poems out here? Clarence Major. Hair. In the old days, hair was magical. If hair was cut, you had to make sure it didn't end up in the wrong hands. Nah, that ain't the old days. That's the new days. Hair. In the old days, hair was magical. If it was cut, you had to make sure it didn't end up in the wrong hands. Bad people couldn't mix it with, say, the spit of a frog or with the urine of a rat, and certain words might be spoken, then horrible things might happen to you. A woman with a husband in the Navy could not comb her hair after dark. His ship must go down. His ship must go down. His ship might go down. But good things could happen too. My grandmother threw a lock of her hair into the fireplace. It burned brightly. That is why she lived so to be 101. Painter, fiction writer, and editor. Clarence Major has written 15 collections of poetry. Major was born in Georgia and grew up in Chicago, where he studied art at the Art Institute of Chicago. Interesting. He received a BS from the State University of New York and a PhD in Fine Arts and Literature from Union Institute and University of Vermont College. Major's poetry collection includes Swallow the Lake, 1970, a Council on the Arts Award winner. Oh yeah, see, you gotta buy the CDs, the type of book. I'm ready to go. Man, I gotta go turn me up. I wanna build in a bookshelf downstairs. I got a bookshelf right now that's just, like man, like you buy it, put it together, and it got a lot of stuff on it. But I wanna actually lay some 2x4s, cut me some sturdy wood, some nice plywood, and make me a solid bookshelf that ain't ever coming out of this house. The next person that buy the house or rent this house got a bookshelf built in. I'm that serious about it. Cause I love my books, man. I love my books. And I don't put anything on the bookshelf I ain't read. Like once I've read it, like I'll put it up there. If I have not read it, I leave it like on the floor in one of my closets or something like that. Just an old habit I've picked up. I wish I could just find a snippet of one of the poems. Anyway, let me stop trying to bootleg, whatever. Gotta find something to read on somebody. So maybe Clarence Major was good. It was good to look at his art. Let's see. Who else were we gonna look at? Francis Smith Foster. We already looked at Clarence. Samuel. That's who we were gonna look at. Just do him briefly. I said I wasn't gonna be here late, and it's already 9:40. I might have to skip the Madd Cowboy tonight. We'll see how the vibes is going. It's a Temple professor. Them professors be deep. The Valley of a Nest of Spiders. There we go. Samuel Delany and the Past and Future of Science Fiction. Man, did you gotta have paywall to get this? Heck yeah. Boy, that got me turned up for nothing. I thought I was about to be able to get something good out of that. The Paris Review. The first time I interviewed Samuel Delany, we meet in a diner near his apartment on New York's Upper West Side. It is a classic greasy spoon that serves strong coffee and breakfast all day. My kind of guy. I'm already liking this brother. We sit near the window and Delany, who is a serious morning person, presides over the city as it wakes. Dressed in what is often his uniform, black jeans and a black button-down shirt, ear pierced with multiple rings. He looked imperial. His beard, dramatically long and starkly white, is his most distinctive feature. You are famous. I can just tell. I know you from somewhere, a stranger tells him in the 2007 documentary Polymath, or The Life and Opinions of Samuel R. Delany. Gentlemen. Such intrusions are common because Delany, whose work has been described as limitless, has lived a life that flaunts the conventional. He is a gay man who was married to a woman for 12 years. He is a black man who, because of his light complexion, is regularly asked to identify his ethnicity. Yet he seems hardly bothered by such attempts to figure him out. Instead, he laughs, and more often than not, man, I'll keep that comment. We're going to end it here. That is interesting, though. That a lot of the writers that I have looked up in this book have been gay. And I don't care, but I think it's some sort of underline to that, right? Maybe that's just the artistic expression side of it. And a lot of them just are a lot more comfortable with that expressive side. So obviously they do a lot more expressing, but that's just interesting. Interviewer, between the time you were 19 and your 22nd birthday, you wrote and sold 5 novels. Dang, make me feel like I ain't writing enough. Between the time you were 19 and your 22nd birthday, so 3 years, you wrote and sold 5 novels and another 4 by the time you were 26. So between 19 to 26, he sold 11 books. 19 to 26 is 7 years. So in 7 years, he sold 11 books. I've done 2 and 4. Comparison is the thief of joy, though, so I ain't gonna even do that. But it's just a little nudge, like, hey, keep hustling, my boy. 5 years later, considerably more than half that work is still in print. Was being a prodigy important to you? Delany, as a child, I'd run into Wilde's witticism. The only true talent is precious precautiousness. I took my writing seriously, and it seemed to pay off, and I discovered Rimbaud. The notion of somebody just a year or two older than I was who wrote poetry people were reading 100 and 150 years later, who had written the greatest poem in the French language, or at least the most famous one, Le Battu Ivry. He was just 16. That was enough to set my imagination soaring. At 18, I translated it. I want to know if I can find it. Going to Paris later this year, so it'll be hard if I'm out there reading some nice poems to the lady. Oh, she gonna go crazy. The Drunken Boat, Le Battu Ivry, is one of the most important poems in the French language. Rimbaud wrote it when he was 16 and employed imagery and symbolism which were rarely taught before and after. Volumes have been written about the poem and its significance, so I'm limiting my discussion here to the question of English translations. There have been many of those. Just a few examples here, here, and here, including by notable writers Beckett here. Oh yeah, see this how I get down. Oh man, he went crazy. Yeah, I gotta get this. Yeah, I need to download that. Yeah, that's just something you gotta have for the personal use. My music went off. Yeah, let's run it back. Play another one. This 2024 too. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read that if I go to Paris. Anyway, when he was 16, that was enough to set my imagination soaring. At 18, I translated it. In the same years, I found the Siget paperback of Radiguet's Devil in the Flesh, and a few months after that, the much superior Le Bal du Comité de Orgel. Le Bal du Le Bal Le Bal du Comité de Orgal, translated as Count d'Orgal or Jail, however you say it, in the first trade paperback. What was your daily routine like in those days? At 6:30 or 7, I'd get up, scramble Maryland some eggs. Okay, here we go. At 6:30 or 7. So he's a morning person, but he ain't just like up after it, but that's about what time I try to get going. But I really don't roll out to like 7:30 sometimes because I be up late a lot. Um, anyway, at 6:30 or 7, I'd get up and scramble Marilyn some eggs. She was 18, I was 19. We'd been married that August. Make toast and coffee. She'd go out to work and I'd start writing. I'd work all day with a couple of breaks for with a couple of breaks for extracurricular sex in the local men's room and a stop at the supermarket. Extracurricular sex in the local men's room. He's saying he went to a men's room or like a bathroom? I don't know. And a stop at the supermarket for dinner making. Right before 5, I'd start cooking again. In general, I believe I work a lot harder today than I did then. Today, I'm a 5 o'clock in the morning riser. There we go. Although I do stare at the wall a lot. Okay. Stare at the wall. I think of myself as a very lazy writer, though other people see it differently. My daughter, who recently graduated from medical school, once told me, "Dad, I've never known anyone who works as hard as you. You're up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You work all day, then you collapse. At 9 o'clock, you're in bed. Then you're up the next morning at 4 to start all over again." God says somewhere that art and crime both require leisure time to flourish. Art and crime both require leisure time to flourish. I spend a lot of time thinking, if not daydreaming. People think of me as a genre writer, and a genre writer is supposed to be prolific. Since that's how people perceive me, they have to say I'm prolific, but I don't find that either complimentary or accurate. Do you think of yourself as a genre writer? I think of myself as someone who thinks largely through writing. Thus, I write more than most people, and I write in many different forms. I think of myself as the kind of person who writes rather than the kind of writer, rather than as one of a kind of writer or another. That's about the closest I come to categorizing myself as one or another kind of artist. When did you decide that sex was important to your work? For my work, hell, for my life. The question is, and I'm gonna stop after this one. When did you decide that sex was important for your work? For my work, hell, for my life. Although I didn't start taking advantage of the public sex available to gay men until I was 18, bro, with a moderately successful trip to New Amsterdam Movie Palace on 42nd Street. No lighting flash, no bells changed, but it was useful to learn that it was available and could make me feel better about small stretches of my life. Not a full decade on, when I was 27, Stonewall happened. Many of the political conclusions that became generalized with Stonewall, such as coming out of the closet to end the nightmare of gay blackmail, I'd arrived at a theory at 18 or 19, but I didn't start acting on them until I moved to San Francisco on New Year's Eve, 1968. You described learning as a young teenager that a sexual fantasy you hadn't yet written down could be eked out for a number of days or even weeks, whereas putting it on the page using what you call the whole narrative excess we think of as realism would make it briefly far more exciting, but then leeches it of all the subsequent erotic charge. That's accurate. Because there's some moments I've written and I've had that erotic charge I think he's speaking about, just in different contexts. Like even in Midnight Blues, there's some scenes where I'm like, oh, this is how I feel. But once I put it on paper and I describe it and I actually put words to it, it kind of evaporates. Interesting. You described learning as a young teenager that a sexual fantasy you hadn't yet written down could be eked out for a number of days or even weeks, whereas putting it on the page using what you call the whole narrative excess we think of as realism would make it briefly far more exciting, but then leech of the subsequent erotic charge. Do you still feel that tug between the urge to put something into language and the urge to fend off writing? Perfect. This is a good end point. I still feel that style is important for reading pleasure, and sex is important for pleasure in life. Each appeases a different type of desire, and while I find nothing shameful in taking direct erotic pleasure from reading or writing, I don't think they entail a necessary relation. The process you have me describing are contingent psychological processes. Neither marks one nor the other of any necessary or even philosophical relationship. Do I still feel the tug between the urge to put something into writing and the urge to fend it off? Less so as I get older. I shall always be able to come up with new fantasies, as long as there are people walking around in the streets, as long as I have books to read and windows to look out of. I'm not going to use them up. I assume the universe will go on providing me with many more. The man I've lived quite happily with for 22 years provides me with much of my sexual satisfaction, physical and psychological. But no, not all. Thanks, decisive naturi, to borrow a phrase from Spinoza. Nor do I provide all his. What an uncharacteristic responsibility. Samuel Delany, The Art of Fiction. Well, there you have it. All right, let me go grab one of these books. And I'm going to actually, to the restroom real fast. Break time. Back from intermission. Let's see. Okay. All right. Where do we need to pick this up at? You know what? I kind of want to keep that open. Well, I can't read no more of it no way. So I can get out of that. Let's go here at Google. I'm trying to. All right, so I think my girl texted me. Hold on 1 second, and then we're gonna get into the book for this week. Yeah, I'm still at it. Okay. All right. I pulled up my first draft of Midnight Blues. There's a few things. I wonder if I can make this bigger. Probably, yeah. All right, so let's just. One of the things I wanted to do this time, since the book, I just dropped the link today, but I just wanted to talk about like the creative process. And then I'm gonna read some. This ain't gonna be too deep, but I think it's just interesting that none of these names are really the same. Like a murder, I had this chapter is now just a murder. No punctuation on the back end of it, and I had that up there because I just wanted to be like a murder, right? Because that's how it is in the actual book. But I think one of the things that I learned from, this go round of writing is sometimes you have ideas and sometimes the ideas just aren't good, right? And not necessarily that they aren't good. They just, sometimes you have ideas, sometimes the ideas are good, and sometimes the ideas are just better left as ideas. And this is one of them, right? I had this idea of how I wanted a murder to be. And then my editor, she was like, I get what you're trying to do here, but if one of your goals, I told her one of my goals for Midnight Blues was to make it as, I wanted it to be as polished as I could possibly get it as a self-published author. Right. I told her, I said, hey, I wanted to feel like a big publishing company did it because I want to respect my own publishing company. And I started actually legally did the tax paperwork and all of that stuff throughout this process to actually start my own publishing company. That's how serious I am about writing and writing books. And I'm going to re-release my first book under this new publishing company. So I'm extremely serious about my work and my craft. But saying that to say, one of the things she told me was, well, if you want that to be that way, I would drop the question mark and exclamation mark. And then some of these other chapters have just changed and stuff like that. You can also see here, that it was 75. My goal was 75,000 words. I didn't hit that. I ended up being around 81,000. But honestly, now looking back at this, I'm not too far off. I said 75,000 words, 240 pages. I did 81,000 words and 309 pages. So about 60K words, 6K words over. Yeah, about 6K words over and about 60 pages over. So I think that's a win. Now that I'm looking back on the hindsight being 2020. And it's funny too, like there's this section of the chapter, this section of the book. They all have different names now. Well, actually, these are the names still. I just dropped the tour season from them. So at first, each of these chapters was tour season, Southern Hospitality, obviously because the group is on tour during that frame of the book, Midwest Motion. Oh, well, that changed. I did change this one. This is interesting to look back on. But yeah, this is the very first draft. Chapter 1, a murder. Sometimes a good enemy is better for you than a bad friend. And that's not the same quote anymore. Man. Just looking back at this, I think, man, I just learned. Look how long that paragraph was right there. This is a trip down memory lane. Let me show y'all something else. Oh yeah, Bankston sent me this one before. I know this one. 100% know this one. Man, I done deleted them all because I done put them all in the book. But I kept, so part of my process throughout Midnight Blues was I had this running document of random lines as I would be out at the gym, walking, at work, at lunch, at a client meeting. If I heard something funny and I was like, oh, it'd be dope if I kind of put my own flip on that for the book, I would literally open up my phone, put it in this little random lines part. And then when I got back to the book, I would actually sit down and kind of thumb through it and say, now, where would that fit well at? And then I would just find a little section where I thought it would fit well at. The more I hold this, the better it feels, man. Like I was super insecure about the size of it at first, but now I feel like this is perfect. It's cozy. It's like, yeah. What was I saying? Sorry. Right, like you're talking too fast. Well, you need to listen faster. You know, that was a line I think I heard that somewhere and I was like, oh, that's play. You know, so but I ended up not using it in the book. But I thought this was dope. This was good. This was good. Like the random lines and stuff. What else do I got here? I got any more Midnight Blues stuff? That's the final manuscript. That's the design draft. Yeah, I think that's it. Right. So I would say, man, let me get that off the screen. I think personally for me, like one of the biggest challenges of writing it was just not knowing how to write fiction. I remember thinking, and hindsight being 2020 is crazy because a year has passed, but I remember literally thinking I would put this out last February, right? And then I remember thinking April for sure. And then I remember thinking June for sure. And then I remember getting real depressed around that time, like, oh my God, I'm about to push this into a whole nother year. But I think one thing I learned is like when the timing is right, the timing is right. And right now the timing feels perfect. I'm just at a good place in my life. I'm clear headed. I'm focused. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my discipline. This is just like the perfect time to do this, you know? And I think had I put it out last year, yeah, it probably would have done good. But I just know more now. And it's this quote that people say sometimes is like, you know, perspective comes with time. And I agree with that. A lot of times you can fully understand something when you give yourself a little bit of time to think with it. And that's why as I'm slowly acclimating myself to YouTube, I kind of feel that nudge to be, post more, do more, all of that. I do feel that nudge, but it comes with time, man. Like perception, it comes with time. And it's just like, all right, I'm working to learn the platform. I'm working to learn what works. I don't think I finished this from earlier. I was saying I'm very excited tomorrow while I'm working, while I'm at my job. to actually sit down and listen to that Mr. Beast interview. He just dropped an interview with this dude named Stephen Bartlett. So I don't know what you would call him, interviewer, journalist. He runs a business. He does a lot of things I want to do, honestly. Let me pull him up for you. Definitely. So he's a British entrepreneur and investor. So I didn't know about the investor part, but um, he does a lot of the stuff, I aspire to do. And this is his thing here, this diary of a CEO. Um, so yeah, he's got this episode out with Mr. Beast that I definitely, I want to check it out because like I said, I'm serious about YouTube. I made a conscious decision to do these streams here weekly, not Twitch. Not worry about doing any type of podcast or anything right now because this is like my version of a video podcast. And is it great right now? Probably not. Is it like the best retention tool right now? Probably not. But as I do with everything I put my mind to, I get pretty engulfed in things that I want to do. Right. And when I wrap my mind around something and say, hey, this is something I'm serious about, this is something I really care about, this is something I really want to put my time and energy into, I put my time and energy into it. And that's where I'm at with this. Like I've been saying, man, like this book has been a labor of love for me, and I'm gonna write a ton more of these. I already think I got my second book down, and I'm ready to talk about that on here, right? Like it's just so many ways this can go, but just right now, like I said, these first 4 weeks was all about paying homage to other Black writers, other Black artists, my book, myself, and just being consistent, staying with it for 4 weeks. And like I said, this next time I stream on March 1st, that one is gonna be a big deal for me. I'm probably gonna throw something at the house, have some people over, my friends over, man, just celebrate a little bit. Might mic the room up, just trying stuff. You know what I mean? Like just having a good time with it, having fun with it. But anyway, that's just a thought. But going back to the what I was saying, I'm excited to listen to the interview tomorrow with him and Mr. Beast just because that dude is obsessive about YouTube, but he has some like clickbaity stuff where he was saying like his mental health has suffered, and I can see that, man, because it's hard. Like people glorify, not glorize. People glorify these type of jobs that these type of guys do, but man, it's stressful work, especially like a guy like this. He's like, he's like running a large company. Like when you have employees, man, like Southwest just made that huge layoff, and like that, those are hard decisions for company to make. Now, I'm not saying those are hard decisions for Southwest, right? But companies like this guy runs, I don't know how big his company is. Let's see. His company. Another project. I remember seeing this one. This is 2021. This COVID days right here. According to information available, Stephen Bartlett's company, Social Chain AG, was valued at approximately $600 million when it went public on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Although he stepped down from his leadership role before reaching this valuation, the original Social Chain company was later sold for a much smaller amount of $7.7 million, causing some confusion about the size of the business. Interesting. 600 million to 7.7 is two different two different sizes. 71 million pounds. I think that's pounds when he was 26. He's 32 now. That is crazy. The amount of success and drive some of these people are what they are able to achieve, man. These wrote books too, right? Yeah, Diary of a CEO, Happy Sexy Millionaire, Love and Success. The second book by Stephen Bartlett, Keep It to Yourself. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, like you got these guys like that, and um, they're able to achieve this massive success. But I'm really just curious. I'm really just curious to hear this guy talk and talk about his life and what it's like on the other side of it all, and just hear it. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. We all just going through it, man. We all just trying to figure it out. Let's see. What section am I gonna read? I'm just gonna pick a section. Whatever it land on, no matter what it is, as long as it's just not super critical, I'm reading it. Frankie couldn't help but burst. Frankie couldn't help but laugh. The absurdity and depth of Chubbs' act was not lost on him. Bell is right. You play too much. Their laughter was a brief interlude to the night ahead. Frankie drifted to the piano, lost in memories of past nights at the Fat Cat, while Chubbs stepped away to handle business. Kenya made her way from behind the bar and slowly approached Frankie. Her presence reminded Frankie of his ambition. The first night you performed here? It changed everything, she said, reflecting on their shared history. Frankie smiled and replied, the first night I knew I loved you. Kenya sighed deeply. Cut the charm. We were kids back then. It's time to face reality. Frankie brushed off her admonishing tone and continued to stroke the piano. Let me play you a song. Let's reminisce about the good times. Kenya remained unyielding. I don't want a song, Frankie. He began to grow irritated as he continued on the keys. Well, tell me what you want, baby. Use your words. Kenya, her voice steady, obliged his request. I want a future, Frankie. I want my club, one that's mine, away from here. Frankie fumbled on the piano, her words striking a chord deep inside him. He stopped and turned to her, his voice defiant. This again? Why leave, Kenya? Your life is good here. Kenya's resolve was firm. A chance to be more than just a footnote in your story. Her vision blurred, her voice growing shaky. Frankie, I want to find myself and make a life for myself, one outside of you. Frankie's anger flared. He abruptly banged the piano with his clenched fist, startling the patrons, who began to whisper amongst themselves. He looked up at Kenya and spoke softly. Let me go back, beat a little to a beat. And see, like I said, man, this is part practice for me too. You know what I mean? This is part practice for me too, because now that I got the book out and I'm about to be selling the physical copies, like my next shift of focus outside of this baby, this is my baby right here. This right here is my new baby. But outside of this, I think my next thing is recording the audio book for this. And I'm super excited about that. Like his clenched fist, startling the patrons, who began to whisper amongst themselves. He looked up at Kenya and spoke softly. Tell me you're joking, Kay. Tell me you're not trying to leave again. Kenya stood there, committed to her cause. So what, Frankie? You want me to be your mistress forever? I wanted out of Newport before you ever came into the picture all those years ago, but you made me forget that. You showed me this life of luxury and I became hooked, but maybe the lifestyle has started to fade. Lately, I've been living for myself and wanting my own. Frankie was anguished, old fears of abandonment resurfacing from his younger years. Seeing his downturned face, Kenya's voice softened, though her words remained firm. Lift your head. I ain't got time. Lift your head. I ain't got no patience for a pouting man. Their exchange was interrupted by Chubbs' return. Oblivious to the storm he'd walked into, he said casually, Yo, Frankie. Yo, Frankie, let's throw that last rift out before tour. Frankie snapped back, his voice agitated. Maybe focus on better ideas for our exit plan. Frankie's veneer of indifference was gone. He could no longer mask his hurt as he added, Oh, and Chubby, you're right. It's a shit rift. I got the idea from Kenya. Frankie was in a mood. Think of a better one next time and get me another drink while you're at it. He gestured dismissively towards the bar, signaling Kenya to get back to work. As she turned to walk off, Frankie abruptly grabbed her wrist. Let's finish talking about that bright idea later. Kenya snatched her wrist from Frankie and replied with a solemn, sure. With Kenya gone, Chubbs immediately addressed the issue. Pause. Okay. Address the issue. Let's see what other song. Oh, it's been on shuffle this whole time. Who knew? All right. Anyway. What's going on, Frankie? You seem off tonight. What's going on, Frankie? You seem off tonight. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Sorry. What's going on, Frankie? You seem off tonight. He tried to feel Frankie out. And what's with Kenya? What y'all got going on? Frankie looked at Chubbs with a straight face and replied, it's nothing. She's on the rag. I said something that rubbed her the wrong way and she tripped out on me. However, Chubbs knew something was off. Frankie tapped him on the shoulder before turning his head to yell across the bar, Kenya, I want that drink neat. 3 shots. Frankie looked at Chubbs. Go get Silky. I want to discuss the plan. The evening marched on and the club quickly filled, intensifying with every passing moment. Frankie was spiraling as he continued to drink heavily, drowning himself in liquor and thoughts of Kenya's earlier revelation. He brooded alone at the bar's shadowed end, watching the patrons dance and jive along the walls. Caught up in his thoughts, Frankie snapped back to reality when Chubbs approached, his voice barely audible above the crowd noise. Frankie, it's time. Acknowledging Chubbs, Frankie downed the shot he was sipping and held the glass in the air, signaling to Kenya for another. It was a demand, not a request. She approached him with the shot, concern etched on her face. Frankie, maybe you've had enough, hon. His reply was sharp and bitter. I'm not your hon, remember? He downed the shot and slammed the glass on the bar before snapping. Another one. His voice was heavy with pain. Fine. If you want to be an idiot, be my guest, Kenya retorted, walking away. Chubbs nudged him again. We need to move, Frankie. Time's wasted. Frankie pushed himself away from the bar, his steps uneasy. He was determined to have the last word with Kenya. He caught up to her and spoke sternly from behind. This is my city. I've decided when I had enough, he declared, his words slurred with misplaced pride. Unmoved, Kenya countered. Frankie, grow your married ass up. We're done playing these games. It's time for you to face reality. I ain't your mistress anymore, and I haven't been for months. Just as Frankie was preparing to respond, Silky's voice cut through. Frankie, come on. You come on in. Hold on. Thank you. 2 hours later, but thank you. About an hour. I text her like an hour ago, like, hey, I need some lotion. Can you hook a brother up? I wasn't trying to leave my loyal listener. I only got one of y'all in here, I'm sure, because I don't be watching the comments yet. I got to figure out how to get that widget up. But I was like, I need some lotion, man. My hand's super ashy. Now we cooking. It's a pet peeve, man. I can't do no ashy hands, man. Gotta get all in between the cracks. I know I ain't the only guy that be oiling, like getting lotioned up and whatever, man. But I remember one time I was in Vegas and I had like my little kit with me. Whenever I travel, I'm gonna take my oils and my lotions. I like to be prepared, man. I like, it's certain hygiene, it's certain standard you gotta hold yourself to, man. You need to know how to clean yourself as a man. You need to know how to present yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? But I remember one of the guys was like, man, we talked like a couple months after Vegas. He was like, man, I went back and told my girl. I was like, man, there was this one dude there. This man had a bag full of creams and lotions and oils and all kind of other stuff. I'm like, man, you making me feel bad, bro. Like, I thought we all was on that. Anyway, back to this. It's time for you to face reality. I ain't your mistress anymore, and I haven't been for a few months. Just as Frankie was preparing to respond, Silky's voice cut through. Frankie, come on. My clock's ticking louder than this doggone music. Let's go, baby. I only got about 10 years left on my life, and you're using one of them right now. Shake something, daddy. Frankie turned back to Kenya and said, we're not done. I want answers. He stumbled out the back door into the alley, the smell of whiskey clinging to him. Jimmy's impatience was evident in his restless movements and forced smile. Ralph broke the silence, his voice teeming with confrontation. What's the deal, Frankie? You still don't trust us? You know, my old man used to say, when people change the location, they're either planning to whack you or rob you. So which is it, Frankie? Ralph continued. Nobody's dying tonight, boss. He glanced at Jimmy before finishing. I'll be damned if I get robbed by these guys. Frankie's inebriation made him bluntly dismissive. Jimmy, put a muzzle on your damn dog. I'm too drunk for this right now, Ralph retorted. You too drunk to fight, tough guy? Chubbs chimed in and said, white boy, remember the party. Undeterred, Ralph stepped up, his stance aggressive. You think I forgot the party? I still owe you a good ass whipping. I'll teach you some manners, then we can do business. Jimmy's frustration boiled over. Enough! Ralph, shut the hell up already. I already think this is a setup. We're here to do business, not settle old scores. Frankie brushed off Jimmy's concerns. Relax. Nothing's gonna happen to y'all. But I don't trust handing off a haul this big on your side of the tracks. You Italians seem to have sticky fingers. Choosing to overlook the insult, Jimmy pressed on. You know what? Tonight's a landmark for us. A re-up this big is a win for everyone involved. Silky cut through Jimmy's enthusiasm. Enough with the smooth talk, Jimmy. Pop the trunk. Let's get this party started. Jimmy paused, caution on his face. You boys sure seem jumpy tonight. How about I scout the area first? What do you say, Frankie? Join me for a drink to mark the occasion. After a moment's contemplation, Frankie acquiesced. All right, Jimmy. A celebratory drink does sound good. Jimmy saluted Silky and Chubbs with a contented smirk before following Frankie inside. Chubbs cracked his knuckle, the tension easing from his shoulders. He muttered something unintelligible, watching Jimmy closely. Silky chimed in. That man is slick. He knows how to move people. And Frankie? What's with Frankie tonight? He asked Chubbs. He's got the whole place on edge. Ralph shook his head, stubbing out his cigarette on the concrete, double-checking the plate number as he did so. As he made his move inside, Chubbs called out, Hey, hold up. Ralph paused, his body tensing. Adopting a conciliatory tone, Chubbs added, Relax, man. I shouldn't have pressed you that hard at the party. You knocked over our girl and I just reacted. Let's put things behind us. What do you say? Offering a handshake, Chubbs waited. After hesitating, Ralph accepted the gesture and said, Fine, I got no problems. Let's get to the money. Chubbs smiled and replied, My man, let's stack it tall. Silky, impatient, interjected from the background. You love birds done? I got too tall, Remy and Bird inside ready to throw craps, and you fuckers got my alley closed off. With a half smile, Chubbs said reassuringly, Give us a minute, Silk. Just squash some old drama here. We'll clear your alley out soon enough. Exasperated, Silky threw his hands up. Fine, but hurry it up. That was a good section. I like that section. And with that, I'm gonna get the reading down. Like, I'm gonna have the voices together. That's why I gotta keep working on my tone. Like, I got Chubbs put together. Like, I feel like when he talked, as I heard him in my head, it's like this. Like, yeah, white boy, remember the party? And Silky just gotta be fast pitch all the time. Man, I got too tall Remy and Redbone inside, man, and you fuckers got my alley jumped off. You know, like that. And Frankie need to be kind of even keel. Kenya a little sassy. The two difficult ones are the two Italians, Ralph and Jimmy. Little practice though. That's all I need. Just little practice. All right. Do we do the Madd Cowboy? Or do we not do the Madd Cowboy? Let me see. How long have I been at this? Oh, and I ain't even record this go. Oh, but almost 2 hours. Hmm. Rookie mistake, JT. Rookie mistake. I'm just straight up streaming, so this one just gonna live on the net. I ain't gonna clip it. That's cool. I could clip it from YouTube, but why not just let it live? Why not just let it live, man? All right. Um, why not? Let's see. Let's at least touch on them, man. All right. So big thing with the Mavs. We're gonna start with these Mavs for the Madd Cowboy section. I need like a drop here. This is gonna be so good. So eventually I'll get a drop for the Madd Cowboy. I need to write this down somewhere so I remember. I need a drop for the Madd Cowboy, like a screen that'll come up when I switch to the Madd Cowboy, like, ooh, the Madd Cowboy. Switch off. Um, that'll be good. That'll be dope. And then like for the book portion, something like that. I'm just dreaming. I'm just thinking out. I'm just going through the motions, man. Anyway, these Mavs, man. Like, let's just look at a couple of these articles. Well, let me start here. So I think I was listening to one of my kind of one of my Mav shows that I listen to pretty consistently. I get a lot of news from them. They real tapped in. They real locked on. With the Mavericks, and they talk about this date of March 6th. That's a friend of mine's birthday. I just don't remember who. That's either my partner Quinn or my partner Clue. Christian. That's Clue birthday. So March 6th is supposed to be this pivotal date for the Mavericks. Apparently, it's supposed to be the date where Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively will all have their injuries reevaluated. It's a big deal, like a huge deal, supposedly. And that's like, we got what? A lot of people are saying 10. No. I think it's 7 or 8 games between now and then. So we got to win 7 or 8 games playing small ball. Let's see. Dallas Mavericks upcoming schedule. All right. So we got the Pelicans tomorrow here. The next Tuesday, we got to play the Lakers. I think we lose that one. I think we can pull off a win against the Pelicans. I do. I hope we can. But I think we could pull off a win against the Pelicans. I think the Lakers get us. I think Luka is getting warmed up. I think he cooks us when we play them. I think we're too small to beat the Bucks, and we got to play them twice. Once in Dallas, then we got to go there. Yikes. Okay. All right. Wait, whoa. I've been looking at this wrong. I'm tripping. Okay. So tomorrow we got the Pelicans. I think we can get the Pelicans. Then we got the Warriors. We just beat the Warriors. We barely beat them though. Hopefully we can get lucky. I don't think we do. I think they beat us. So we won 1. I think the Lakers beat us. We won 2. I think we could probably get lucky and pull something on the Hornets. So I think that's 2-2. I think the Bucks beat us. That's 2-3. I don't know much about the Kings, honestly. I don't know much about the Kings. I think, didn't they just trade the Aaron Fox? So I'm gonna say we beat the Kings. That's 4-3, I believe. I think we lose to the Bucks again. Yeah, I think the Bucks beat us, man. Well, they just lost Bobby Portis for a long time, so that might play in our favor. And Giannis just seemed like, I don't know. He been hooping, but I don't know. And I think we lose to the Grizzlies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. I think we go 4-4 in those 8 games. And I don't think we get good news at March 7th. I'm not trying to be a pessimist here, but I don't think we get good news March 7th. I really don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I think we get bad news March 7th, and that ain't good because now you got a pretty well. The Spurs did just lose Wimby, so maybe we could eke out a couple of those and start maybe trying to get some pieces back. Um, I kind of see what they saying now though. My guys were saying that we do one thing that is working in the Mavericks' favor is we do have a pretty light schedule. We've played a lot of hard teams already. I think we're like 25th ranked schedule wise, so that's good. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a really good thing. So with that said, I know I said the Mavericks don't make the playoffs. I think they get these next. I do believe these next 8 games are going to tell us everything we need to know about the Mavericks season. Everything we need to know. If we can stay afloat through these next 8, we probably make a play in. If we fumble a bunch of these next 8, let's say we come out of this 8-game stretch 3-5, I don't think we make the play in. I think they just have to blow the season up. We own our draft pick this year, so by us owning our draft pick this year, tanking. I mean, I hate it. I know Mavs fans. I know y'all don't like the sound of it, but kind of a lost year. You lose AD, right? And I'm not a big fan of everybody putting KD with us. I just don't like the idea of just being so old. And yeah, KD's still a bucket, but like, man, we getting older and older, and that's not really the way. And like, what do you got to give up to get KD? You need to be keeping this core together. So I don't know, man. But anyway, let me go back to the news. Let's see what we got here. Fans react to Anthony Davis announcement. The Dallas Mavericks announced an update on Anthony Davis. Oh, I ain't know that. This new? 5 hours ago? Oh, that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that. Oh boy, that's a good one. Let me play some more music real fast. I've been running my boy tunes the whole thing. I remember I liked this tape a lot. The used car had a lot of ton. The used car with a ton of miles having trouble should have kept the nice sports car you had in the garage. Fact, bro got the X on the Dallas Mavericks. Like fans is hurting. You traded your Mercedes sports car for a Dodge Neon with 500K miles on the odometer. Boy, they are on AD. But I mean, we knew this though. And Mavs fans will fall for this. They usually don't give updates out of nowhere and let nowhere out of nowhere they release one. Yeah, like I said, I just told you what I thought. I don't think it's good news. I don't think we get good news in 2 weeks because it's gonna feel so rushed. He gonna try and make it like he could play. He gonna try and make it like he could play because of everything that's happening, right? All of the backlash, and I know he's got to be getting pushed from the owners. They gotta, I mean, because the fans are not happy. Seems like people still going to the game, but a lot of the my fellow season ticket holders that I know, they actively selling tickets. Like they actively trying to get off of them, and they not selling at super high prices right now. I mean, like, I don't know, man. But let's listen real quick. Let me show some love to my guy. Let me see if I can find that short. This is my guy right here. I got a lot of info from my dude.
right, I know I've done this before, but the next 7 games will define the Mavericks season. More specifically, March 6th is going to define the Mavericks season. That is the day that Jason Kidd said that Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively will all be reevaluated on their injuries. The Mavs have 7 games in between now and that date. If Kyrie Irving and this small Mavs squad can stay afloat in these next 7 games, and then the Mavs get some good news on March 6th, the Mavs' goals are all still in front of them, which is to play in the playoffs, win playoff series, potentially go to the NBA Finals. And that's still on the table for the Mavericks if they get guys back. But if they don't get guys back on that date, then this could be a lost season for the Mavericks. And they could have to make some really tough decisions towards the end of the season. They own their draft pick. They may have to sit some guys. They may have to decide to put the fate of the team ahead of the fate of some of these players. They may have to sit Kyrie Irving. Who knows what the Mavericks will have to do. But March 6th is the day that we're all looking at right now to see what will happen with the Mavs season. Will it be good? Will it be bad? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to believe about them going to Vegas when you
And this is about the Vegas thing. That's why I brought this one up too real quick.
see the plan in which they have of buying this team. Can you just lay it out of like what is the Dumont plan for the Mavs?
Plan is not to move the team to Vegas. Some background on their business, Las Vegas Sands. Yes, the company is called Las Vegas Sands. They don't have a single asset in Las Vegas. They don't own any casinos in Las Vegas. All their casinos are in Singapore or Macau. And it would make no sense for them to move the Mavericks to Vegas. For one, they exited Vegas. They sold all their assets a few years ago. They left. Their company's still Las Vegas Sands, but they don't have any play in Las Vegas anymore. And so the future of the Mavericks is right here in North Texas. The question is, are they going to stay in the Dallas city limits, or are they going to move to Irving? Are they going to move to Frisco? Are they going to move to a different city in North Texas? So Patrick's plan is not to move the team to Vegas. I understand the conspiracies around this after the trade. I'm going to leave the trade talk to you guys. I'm a business guy, so I'm gonna leave the sports talk to you guys, but it's just not gonna happen. His plan is he bought the Mavericks because Dallas is a great place to conduct business, and he sees an opportunity in Texas to legalize sports betting, to legalize casino gambling, and make a fortune. I mean, if this comes to pass, the Mavericks could very well be in 5 to 10 years. Whenever casino gambling is legalized, they could very well be the most valuable NBA team in the league. It's a high possibility.
I think it's really hard to believe about them going to Vegas.
So I mean, you got stuff like that out there, and it's like, well, that is you can see it, and maybe they like, we need to get off of it. We need to keep our money, and all of that old stuff. But real quick, like let's just take a pause on the Mavs, real fast here.
Ant Edwards, he has made it clear that he's a hooper. I'm here to hoop. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we talk a lot about who's the next face of the league. Bron's aging out, Steph's aging out. All these.
It's gonna be hard to pick a face of the league,
right? So Ant, when they asked him directly, he was like, "Yo, that's what y'all got Wemby for. I'm out." You know what I'm saying? So how do we feel about that? Because it's like it looked like he was the guy to be on the posters and be on everything.
He still is. You can say I'm out, but what are you out of?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like you got no choice. You don't have no choice unless you just shut everything down.
Yeah, right.
Like you ain't got no choice but to be who you work to be.
So boom, here's the question. Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So here it is. Fuck with it or fuck out of here. Anthony Edwards rejecting being the future face of the NBA, because we always talk about
I'm
white
fuck
hats.
out of here. And I love Ant. But you can't.
I'm trying to let me speed this up to what I wanted to debate real quick.
So this is what wearing the white hat is, nigga. We talk about that. Yeah. Shea can't be the face.
See, I don't agree with this.
He can't be the face. This is our sport, nigga. NBA.
Because he's not from America.
Because this is our sport with him. That because Wemby can't be the
right up in here.
Ready to wear the white hat or not? So I'm fucking
right here
with him. That because Wemby can't be the face of the NBA.
Because he's not from America.
Because this is our sport, nigga. Yeah. This is our shit. He can't be the face.
Yeah.
Luka can't be the face. Giannis can't be the face. Shea can't be the face.
Well, Giannis had that.
Gotta be Ant, nigga.
That's going viral
John,
right there,
nigga.
Mo.
Jason Tatum, like we got.
And I'm going to help him, Jada Kids. I'm going to help him go viral because I'm telling you, I don't agree. I do not agree. I 100% think Wemby could be the face of the league. I 100%. Luka in LA, 1,000% could be the face of the league. Like 1,000% could be the face of the league. Especially a dude like Shea being from Canada. Like outside all that Trump stuff they got going on, whatever all that is. Like we next door neighbors. Like bro, he could and this Shea just seem American. You know what I mean? Play for OKC. Come on. Yeah. He could definitely be the face of the league. I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with it. I'd be curious to hear what more people think about that though. I'd be it's like with these topics that come on ESPN, I would like one of those topics to come across their desk. Like talk about that. That's a good clip. Clip that up, talk about that. Because like I said, I get. Let me pay respect to Melo here. I get exactly what Melo was saying. Like basketball is an American game. It is like our game, our sports, like the pickup parks and what we played as kids. Like this is our game. Just as like what football, quote unquote, using the correct term is to like England, I believe. Right. Basketball is to us. Maybe American football is to us. It's our game. But certain stars can do it, man. Giannis, I don't know about Giannis per se. He cool. Ant definitely could be the face. But like Ant is saying, he don't want to be the face. Ant gotta figure out them girls, bro. Like I think he got another. I don't know if it's old news, but I think it's another chick out here pregnant. Like he talking about I ain't trying to be no daddy. Like nigga, if you know you ain't on that, bro, strap it up, boy. Like come on. Am I older than? Yeah, I gotta be older than Ant. What am I talking about? Ain't no way. Hey, like how old is? Like I'm talking, buddy need to like that last scary dude, 23. Yeah, he's super young. He just slanging. That's what that is. Yeah, he just slanging. Yeah, I remember 23. He's just slanging and ain't thinking. He got a lot of money too. He an Atlanta boy too, ain't he? I think he from Atlanta. You know what that is. Yeah. He just slanging. Well, that's that. So yeah, never mind. Disregard. He ain't rapping up Nathaniel, he ain't. Oh wow. Yeah, but back to it. Ant definitely needs to be the face of the league. I can see it. He got the look, he got the charisma, he got the energy, he got the skill, he got the game. But I can still see Wemby. I love Shea game. Love his game and his fashion. Like Shea got that fashion, bro. I was telling my girl, I was like, man, one thing as I grow my little baby, I'm like, I got to get my fashion back together. I feel like there was a point in time where I was like super swaggy and dressy and stuff like that. I had a real nice style about myself. And then I can specifically pinpoint when it changed. I joined the military. Once I joined the military, it went like that because I had like those 7 years of just not caring about clothes, right? Just 7 years of not caring about clothes. I would literally for 7 years, I only shopped if I was out with somebody and something just stood out to me. I'm like, oh, dang, I like that shirt. Oh, I like that hoodie. And I just buy it. But like actually trying to put fits together, I ain't done that. But I really would like to do that though. You know what I'm saying? Like even folks, my friends be joking with me because I'm starting to wear like clip-on earrings. My grandmother, I get that from her. She used to wear clip-ons because she didn't have no piercings, religious reasons or whatever. And I'm kind of like that. Part of mine is not religious. I'm just scared of needles and stuff like that. But I like the way they look on me. So you know what I mean? But my friends be joking with me. They like, Negro, you wearing clip-on earrings? Like, yeah, I am. And who cares? I don't care. But yeah, bro, be putting it on though. I mean, I don't know about this one though. Never mind. If y'all can see this one, I don't know about this one. Show y'all which one I was talking about. The middle one probably I'll do. I'm an all black guy, so I can always do black. I'll probably do this left one. It ain't my cup of tea, but I'd probably do it. I ain't where I need to be in the gym yet to pull off this right one, but I do that one too. I couldn't do this one though. I ain't gonna even hold you. This look like some Hunger Games stuff right here. I couldn't even do that. That picture fly. Is this the photographer? Probably not. I probably just. That look like it's pressure. Yeah, this nice. I love the colors. You know what I'm saying? Who is that? I know him. I thought I did. Maybe not. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But yeah, like doing stuff like this, you 100% could be the face of the league, bro. 100%. I wonder how this smell. That look like this smell fire. Um, who else? I don't know. But yeah, I was just curious. I wanted to bring that up to y'all. All right, go back to this. Let's see, Dallas Mavericks news. I saw our CEO, and I'm done. What we facing with Kyrie? On the second move, blah blah blah. Hold on. Irving was acquired for Dallas in 2023. Is in the second season of his 3-year, $120 million contract. Player option for 2025, 2026. Now the Mavericks face another financial. We're gonna lose Kyrie. We're gonna lose Kyrie. Irving is currently in the second year of his contract. The player option worth $44 million for the 2025-2026 season. However, the All-Star guy could opt out and seek a long-term max extension, which could make him eligible for a 5-year, $313 million contract. And if you're gonna do that, just keep Luka. So you traded Luka and you still got a massive thing coming.
Who has the most leverage this offseason?
Yeah, Chennai, it's Kyrie Irving. He's got the most leverage out of any potential free agent, including LeBron James and potentially James Harden here. Now, Irving's got a $43 million player option here. He certainly could opt into that contract. But I think when you look at the circumstances here, based on how he is playing, he's playing like an all-star, certainly all-NBA type candidate. The Luka trade, they cannot afford to lose Kyrie Irving this offseason here. And I think when you look at it, what's the best option for him and the Mavericks? That the best option is aligning him with that Anthony Davis contract. That's 3 for $175 million after this season. So Irving, a ton of leverage going into this offseason.
So Kyrie and AD are the core in Dallas moving forward. Which other players are you watching this summer?
Well, I think certainly Kevin Durant. I think we've started watching him.
I don't love it. But if we can get that to line up Kyrie and AD, and that's the rotation for the next 3 years, and then after that, just blow it all the way up, and then you should have a Lively. You can extend him out. He'd be in good shape by that point. Max Christie, right? Those two should have developed a good chemistry, I would say, by that point. So that'd be a nice little quick duo to just start building around. And then we just keep trying to scope for a superstar. We need a hit. I mean, we need to hit on a pick in the draft this year. We need to hit on somebody. Like they ain't got to be Luka, but we need to hit on somebody. And we need box office, really. You know, it's starting to feel like the Mavericks don't want box office right now. Like almost like they kind of want to fly under the radar and like, oh, we need to do this big casino deal. I don't know, man. But yeah, who knows, bro? Who knows? I did say last thing I said I'm gonna say and about these Mavs. Is this it? Luka still shell shocked. Nah, CEO. Let me see. Dallas Mavericks CEO. Yeah, we just got this guy. Apparently he was real involved with the Golden State Warriors during their run. But he just said, it was misjudgment. He underestimated the outcry. Like it was crazy, man. This was a time, bro. What did he say? Yeah, that's his name, Rick Welts. He speaks out. Let me look him up real quick. Yeah, I think he was former president of the Golden State Warriors. Admits he probably underestimated the reaction of the Luka Doncic trade. Let me say, who is? I know I ain't gonna be able to read this. They got everything behind the paywall. I want to do Dallas Morning News so bad, but I just cannot wrap my mind around it. I can't wrap my mind around paying that money. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. The president and COO of the Golden State Warriors will assume the role beginning January 1st, 2025. The team announced Wednesday. Sent Marshall. See, if we still had, ain't no way we trade Luka if she was still there. Ain't no way we trading Luka if Sent was still in the building. Whatever though. October since then, she's been a consultant. She's been a consultant for the team. Her retirement is effective on December 31st. To pass the baton to my friend, okay, Rick Welts. From the day I joined the Mavs, I benefited from his knowledge and vast expertise in the sports and entertainment industry. Marshall said, I love our team so much, and I'm happy that they will be in such great hands. There's no doubt that Rick and his family will embrace and enjoy the wonderful fans, employees, and communities in Dallas. But they flipped it up. Who is Rick Welts? In addition to his time with the Warriors, Welts was also the president of the Phoenix Suns and the WNBA Phoenix Mercury. He was also the WNBA Senior Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer, and the President of NBA Properties. Interesting. The chance to lead this organization in the city at a time is both incredibly exciting and unexpected, Welts said. I can't wait to get started learning all I can about Dallas and how to serve our fans in this community. Somebody just text me. Oh man, shout out my cousin, man. Shout out you, bro. You been hey, we go get to work on that vlog. So I got this idea. I'll just talk about it in general. I got this idea for my next vlog. My cousin. Like blood family here. Come on. I be having to give myself these limits. There you go. This is my cousin here, man. And he do a lot of dope video stuff just in general. Just a creative guy, artist like myself. We fellow artists. I think we've always connected over that. I love him if I'm taking a pause from my Mavericks to talk about him. But as you can see on this page, he just do a lot of creative stuff just in general. The big Jackson State fan, big creative fan. Obviously big. I ain't seen this one before. This is nice. Booming with the team. Live from Dallas, Texas. See, this is perfect for a perfect segue into what I'm talking about. This is a nice shot. Real nice shot. But this is a perfect segue into like, I want to shoot another vlog, but I'm like big on production and stuff too. So I kind of want to go around to some black bookstores, take copies of the books and really try and get them off. I want to go out to some different like restaurants, bars, club scenes, and just like really kind of push the book locally in Texas too. in Dallas specifically. Now I say Texas because Texas is the goal. Like eventually I want to take my guy on the road with me. We go to Houston, we go to Austin, we go to San Antonio, we go to, obviously we in Dallas. Hell, we can even take it on the road up to over to Tyler, up to Lubbock. Like I'm telling you, I'm treating this like Nipsey Hussle, the mixtape before Victory Lap. I can't remember that name of that mixtape, but I'm treating this like that. Like I'm putting in the work to get it out there. But anyway, yeah, man, I appreciate the support, cause I really do. I really, really do, man. That don't go underestimated, understated. And yeah, for y'all out there looking for somebody that do creative work, you know what I'm saying? He my guy first, y'all got second. What in the hell? There must be some AI. Oh yeah. Hey, listen here, bro. This boy look like your Gotti. Oh, I'm dead. I am joked out. Let me finish this up so I can play me some Halo, man. All right. Anyway, going back to Rick Welch so I can wrap this up. That was the end of it anyway. He takes me at the perfect time. But yeah, that's who Rick Welch is. This is our new CEO here. She passed the torch to him. Apparently, he's like super decorated with the Warriors. He was like there heavily with the Warriors or whatever like that. So, was tapped in with them for a long time. But word around the league, one thing I will say, I remember when we first hired dude, like when they first made the announcement, it was back last year. I remember looking him up and asking kind of my insider with the Mavs about him. And they say bro is highly respected around the league. Like he know ball, he know people, he know marketing, he know basketball, he got the connections, like but a lot of people are tying him to the Mavericks for the gambling, for the casinos. They're saying he's like the perfect bridge to kind of be that mediator between the league and funding and talking about arena and just all, like he's the great cog and businessman of it all. That's what they saying. So I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna skip these doggone Cowboys today. You know what? There is one thing I do want to talk on about these Cowboys, man. There is one thing I do want to talk about these Cowboys, man. This dude made a terrible take today, I think. I don't want to see no Michael Parsons in this damn sumo. That ain't what I'm looking for. Is this it? Yeah, this it.
When it comes to running your mouth, how the hell you gonna knock him for running his mouth? Mike McCarthy.
Listen to this.
Because Micah Parsons is first.
What do you think of what Canty had to say?
He needs to be
Chris,
drug tested.
I love you. I wish we did TV more together. You're out of your damn mind with this one.
Out of your mind.
Look.
Why is everybody so obsessed with us trading Micah? Like, I get it, bro. He be podcasting and stuff like that. But the facts they broke down in this video, if you're a Cowboys fan, the facts they broke down in this video, bro, it's like still top of the league in double blocks. He's still top in the league in just breakthrough rate. Like I'm talking ahead of Myles Garrett, right? Even missing some time this season. So like, I don't know why we're talking about trading him. Now, I will say, to be fair to Chris Canty, his thought process is you can't pay Micah and Dak and CD while we have all of the holes that we have. You just can't do it. Impossible to do. So he's suggesting trading him and filling up the holes, but I don't agree with that.
Let me give some context here before I dive into why this is so silly, and I disagree. So when Myles Garrett requested a trade, right, Super Bowl week, I was grabbing some numbers on Myles Garrett, and he has been amazing. Last couple of years, second in just about every metric. The reason he is second is because Micah Parsons is first over the last 2 years. First in pressure rate, first in pass rush win, the most double edge rusher in the NFL. Doubled, by the way, at twice the rate of Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati. He is a generational player. He is the kind of player GMs dream their entire careers of drafting. The idea that the Dallas Cowboys should move on from this
idiotic.
like Zach Martin, other veteran players in our locker room. There have been various points where his commentary has undermined some of the things that people.
Stephen A is like that old uncle that's just stubborn, but he good, man. Like people don't like him. A lot of people don't like him, but the man is good, bro. He's entertaining. Yes, he's loud and obnoxious everywhere, but I'm just off the topic right now. I'm just talking about Stephen A. because something about this clip just made me like, bro, come on. But people be giving him a hard time, man. But dude is like super entertaining. Really one of the goats of his sports analyst stuff. Like, get the flowers where the flowers is due.
In authoritarian positions have had to say in terms of the overall messaging. So there is that aspect of it. But from a strictly team building standpoint, Mina, what I don't understand is with all of the productivity and how impactful Michael Parsons is as an individual player, the Dallas Cowboys were next to last when it came to scoring defense last year. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact.
You have this generational talent in Michael Parsons, but you don't have a whole lot else around him. And so what is the value of keeping a Micah Parsons if a contract extension for him means less money to fill in the gaps in the other areas of your team that you need to develop? That's the part that nobody can explain to me.
Calling plays. You were the dude that should be running the offense. Oh, we were throwing the football too much, not running it.
So I like we ain't got to keep listening to this, but because I really want to play Halo for a little bit. But anyway, all things considered, you don't trade Michael, and I'm gonna make it a point Saturday when I come on. I'm gonna do a nice, good deep dive on my Cowboys and just where we at right now because I skimped them today. I was on the Mavericks, but yeah, we can't trade. And we talked about that last week. There's not a lot of news going on with us either right now. So, end of the day, AKA, don't trade Michael. Let's get to it, man. This is my me time. This is time for me to just relax for a little bit. Turn off the lights. Like that. This is the part of the night where I don't talk that much, folks. So if you still here, it's midnight on the East Coast. So I should be good. I don't think people still around, but if you are, I'm all out of talking. Give me some good run in, hop in that bed. There we go. Man, hopefully they don't give me no super difficult map. Man, I ain't been playing that good. I've been waiting for this though, man. It's been a long 2 days. It's just a lot going on. Good stuff. Just a lot of long 2 days, man. Long 2 nights. That's why I said I ain't gonna be after it too late tonight. Shoot. Yeah, I know this map well enough. Let's give it a go.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win.
Oh, shit. He coming. He coming. I ain't seen nobody. Yeah. This ain't the map I thought it was either. Oh, shit. Tighten them up. Tighten them up. Shit. Oh, I'm tripping. I ain't supposed to be missing like that. There they go over there. Wrong gun for that fight. That's the thing with Halo, at least from what I've been told. Because I don't play Call of Duty like that. Drop down, drop down. See, I don't know this map like that.
Power items have arrived. Plasma grenades obtained.
There they go. I've been running the whole game. That's how I on. Crap about this map.
Skewer inbound.
This shit tight though.
Lost the lead.
Skewer available.
Shields are down.
Push.
Power items inbound. Power items have arrived.
Damn. He's starting to pull off on us a little bit, man. I can't find no decent. All right. Oh shit. Where did he even come from? He wreaked havoc with it. Pop him out. Man, not even tight. Come on. Win this fight. Win this fight. Win this fight.
The shroud screen is ours.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Bro, he gets on fucking power weapon. Winning him this fucking map.
We've lost a teammate. Under us.
Power items incoming. Power items have arrived.
Another one down.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Right behind.
Five minutes remaining.
They'll think twice next time.
Lost a teammate.
Outstanding. Power items inbound.
Got him, got him.
Tango's closing in.
Power items on the field. Shooting, Spartan.
Ah!
Team nearing victory.
Ah, fucking punched too soon, bro. You tripping. Tweaking.
Skewer inbound.
Oh, just ran off too hard on me.
Another one down.
That will
I'm in hand.
We're close. Tango's closing in.
Power items en route. Power items now available. We've lost a teammate.
Damn, that loaded fast. Yeah, that last game was just bad. It was just bad. I gotta start putting some more time into practicing this stuff now. Since I'm about to be doing this more. Cause it started as just like, oh, okay, this fun, it's cool. You know, but now it's turning into like, hey, I'm pretty getting pretty serious about this. And I don't like to lose, so I dang sure don't want to lose with a lot of folks watching me. Luckily right now ain't nobody hardly watching, but when people start watching, I can't be out here going out sad like that. I'm also finna start playing the GTA. That's what I'm really excited about. I ain't played GTA since Vice City. So that's a whole nother conversation though. Okay. All right. I know this map. Still ain't no easy map, but I know it. It's just like Halo and Call of Duty is so different. But somebody was telling me Halo about to be for PlayStation now. So that should open up more people to playing it, but obviously still enough folks playing. You don't wait that long for matches and stuff, so Let's get it, bro.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win.
Show.
You're quite lethal with that.
Get out of there, Hart.
They'll think twice next time. Not today, friend. Outstanding.
Killing spree.
I see headshots in your future. Power items inbound. Power items now available. S7 sniper inbound. S7 sniper available. I see headshots in your future.
No. I'm gonna get my ass cooked.
Enemy Spartans are closing in. Spartan down.
Man.
Power items incoming.
That boy be hard to champ over there running it up, ain't it?
time. Shields boosted. Power weapons incoming. Halfway to victory.
That looked very painful. Power weapons now available. I see headshots in your future.
Another one down.
Five minutes remaining. Killing frenzy.
Power items inbound. Power items have arrived.
I'm trash. I'm trash. Supposed to dominate the competition like that, man. Good stick. Good stick. I gotta give him that good stick. But straight up died on me. That tell you everything. Yeah.
We've lost a teammate. Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Power weapons on the field.
Another one down.
I never saw you coming. Not today's train.
Nearing victory.
Power items inbound. Power items on the field.
No. Y'all lose.
They're under us.
Thanks. Okay. All right.
One minute remaining. You're quite lethal with that. 30 seconds remaining.
Keep it up.
Ten seconds. Power weapons inbound. Victory.
Man, we almost lost that one. Them boys was not good. And I was tripping. I got a little carried away, man. Feeling good.
Slayer.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win. Aim true, Spartan. Plasma grenades acquired. Expertly thrown, Spartan.
Start shooting me the super late. What was that?
Spartan down. Active camo inbound. Active camo available. Power weapons inbound. Power weapons now available.
Oh no, they not. Y'all not good enough to be bagging. Y'all are not good enough to be bagging.
Dynamo grenades acquired. Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
Spartan down. No more hiding.
You're quite lethal with that. Outstanding.
Enemy shields down.
Aim true, Spartan. Not today, friend.
Pop their shields.
Lost the lead.
Power items have arrived. Another one put down.
5 minutes remaining.
Enemies below us.
You're quite lethal.
Enemy halfway to victory.
That's easy double, bro. That's what I'm saying when I say I just gotta get back to practicing and just it's supposed to be free lunch.
Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
Gain the lead. Lost the lead.
Visible.
Exquisite. Power weapons incoming. Power weapons have arrived. Good shooting, Spartan. Active camo inbound.
Killing spree.
Active camo available.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Setting commendation.
One minute remaining.
Shit, come on. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Yes. Yes.
30 seconds remaining. 10 seconds.
Power items incoming.
Slayer.
Rack up the most kills to achieve victory.
Lost the lead.
Enemy Spartans are closing in. You've lost a teammate. Enemy shields down. Tango closing in. Pop that shield. Shields are down.
Trash, man.
Take the lead.
Power items inbound. Power items now available.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Power items have arrived.
Double kill.
Their This accolade is well deserved.
Halfway to victory.
Outstanding. Power items inbound. Overshield obtained.
Nearing victory.
Shield boosted.
Victory.
All right, my peeps. This time I'll see y'all. This time I'll see y'all March 1st. I got stuff going next Thursday, so I ain't gonna be able to pop on, but I'll be around. But March 1st, lock me in.